Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Just so you know, I don't think the reach on these videos will be as broad as in some of my other content. So the likes on this video will go extra for me, and I appreciate you guys for doing that, and I appreciate the positive feedback. So I want to talk about something right here at the beginning because it's kind of fresh, and I posted a video today as of recording this where we discussed with the Pleiadian guides why we shouldn't use meditation as an escape hatch, and we shouldn't, go into meditation trying to leave or trying to escape something. And I want to let you know, if these esoteric processes are going to work for you, especially the Akashic Records, you need to be fully anchored in your being here, and you need to be fully committed to your spiritual growth and development in this plane of existence. So there's no leaving. This earth and this Gaia are your home and will be for the duration of, your being. Your fingerprints are always going to be here. So don't leave, stay. And as the creator, this is the canvas to work on that you've always dreamt of, and approach every day of your life as that. So for the beginning of this video, I want to do a little bit of a walkthrough on how to open the Akashic Records. And I know that I've said in previous videos that, you should be focused not on a specific opening process, but just establishing that the Akashic Records are a tool of yours that you've mastered time and time again. And it's a resource that is available to us here to be of service. So the goal is to open the Akashic Records because of your worthiness that you have and your understanding of the systems of support that are here to work for you and with you during this experience. But I've kind of come around to, realizing that a process or a ritual in the beginnings especially are important because it gives us kind of something to grasp onto. And I, myself, as an Akashic Records practitioner who's done, over 900 sessions, still use an opening ritual and process, but I only use it when I'm in session. During my personal life, I don't open the Akash. I'm just, already there in my awareness and can push and pull from it as I need. So how do you open the Akash? Best way to approach opening the Akash is to start by grounding yourself and calling in the light. So first thing you want to do is just kind of close your eyes and still your mind, touch base with Gaia. Gaia, anchor my energies here so I can have the experience that I'm looking for. Dear light, please join me and protect me during this journey. The Akashic Records is a sacred place that no lower dimensional frequencies or beings can have any business manipulating or participating in. But when you establish anchoring, when you establish protection right in the beginning, it kind of quiets subconscious intelligences that might interrupt what you're trying to produce with your consciousness. Which brings me to the next part of the opening. From that point forward, I address my subconscious systems one by one, and I don't always address all of them. Sometimes I feel more out of balance in one than the other, and it needs a little bit of extra care. The big one, though, that you should probably address every time that you open is the ego, and you just want to inform the ego that they should, stand down with all of the survival mechanisms, and that they should serve as, an amplifier of worthiness and confidence that help you open, explore, and utilize the records. So quickly want to take you through that. And you can do sacred ohms with this, whatever you need to do to amplify your focus and hold your intention. So if I was beginning, or if I was in session with somebody, I would do this. With this ohm, I connect with Gaia. Om. With this ohm, I call in the light. Om. With this ohm, I still the mind. Om. With this Om, I release the ego. Om. With this Om, I open the Akashic Records. Om. So you've removed all the human filters. You've informed the subconscious systems of what you're doing so that they respond to what the experience is the right way. And they don't interrupt you and pull you out of it when things start getting exciting. In previous videos, we've discussed establishing immersive conditions so that we can hold our consciousness until it releases into the multidimensional space. What I'm about to give you are two different processes to establish that immersion that is are gonna keep you engaged in what you're doing long enough for you to get that consciousness release. Instead of falling asleep, your consciousness just kind of goes into another place, and when you get there, there's a sense of familiarity and you know what to do, and the first few times you do it, you might have a rush of excitement or adrenaline that kind of takes you out of it. Just, practice certain things, practice going into the multidimensional space and using your paintbrush as a creator to, make or experience whatever you want to there. So when you get there, you're going to remember what it is and you're going to know what to do, and it's going to be like riding a bike again for you. So the first method of doing that, and like I said, these are important because it helps you kind of kickstart the multidimensional engine, and a lot of times that's the missing piece, in that we're going into these multidimensional spaces and nothing's happening. Nothing's being generated. We're not seeing things. Maybe we're feeling things if we're lucky. But when you take the initiative and start producing and pumping the energy into that space, you're creating resources for your guides to use to sustain the experiences that you've always dreamed of and hoped for during this process. So the first method, and I've discussed this in, I think, one of my Remembrance Project videos, but this is a process known as exploring the labyrinth. Pretty much what you do, like we said, you use your mind's eye to its fullest capacity. You open the Akashic Records and you create a dimension of your own, and you hold the dimension in your awareness as immersed as you can possibly be there. So for me, I keep it simple. Usually what I do is, and for my listeners, a good thing for you to do after you open the Akash is just to go to your theater. Go to the theater that Kryon takes you into when you do the Circle of 12. And that might be a good starting point for you. But, if you're a little bit more advanced and ready for more, and I think a lot of you are, open your Akashic Records and see yourself in a nature kind of a setting. See yourself in a field of grain, and then maybe there's a tree there that's, vibrant and standing out and grabbing your attention. And what you want to do is you just want to study the energies in that space. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? Are there fruit on the tree? What does it taste like? Go over and talk to the tree. Just do little things that get your senses engaged, and you have all of your sensory systems for a reason. It's because you're meant to study the different dimensions so that you can understand creation, and that's really what it's all about. So after you've held your awareness there in that dimensional space, and you'll probably want to do that for a few minutes, what you'll do next is you will see a doorway or a threshold or something that symbolizes passing into a different space. You'll notice, though, that the doorway or the entryway is unenterable in the current vibrational state that you're existing in. So here's where it's really a test for you. How much can you hold? Can you spend a few minutes hopping around your imagination and then, shift things with your will and your intent? Consciously raise your vibration until you notice that the threshold is accessible, that the door can open, And what you want to do is just slowly slip on through into another dimensional space that you have to create. You have to hold in your awareness, but it's going to look different than the last one. So usually what I do, I'll go from that open field and I'll go next into like a little forest stream. And I'll start to do things. I will put my feet in the water. I'll pick through the stones in the riverbed and find one that I like. I'll take a drink. I'll look for little animal friends. I always try to notice smells. I always make it a point to touch things. You should cycle through all of your different senses and mimic what your experience would be like here in the third dimension until you can create that consciousness release and everything just kind of becomes automatic. So what you want to do next, you want to envision another threshold, you want to envision another doorway, but this is another inaccessible doorway. And what it takes is you focusing your will, focusing your intention, and increasing your vibration, and then you notice the entryway is then crossable, and you find yourself in an even simpler or more complex environment that you'll have to study and look around in and hold your awareness in. Well, the point is to do this and to keep yourself engaged while doing it until you eventually are doing it and realize that you're not getting pulled back into your body, that you don't feel like you have one foot in and one foot out, and that you finally have like untethered yourself in a healthy, productive way rather than a like I need to get out of here kind of way. So I think a lot of you are going to have fun with that. And I want to, reveal the second thing now. And it was something that reappeared to me. And it was a revelation because I remember an experience probably 25 years ago where I experienced something similar. But one night I had a fever, like a really bad fever, and I started hallucinating, and those hallucinations were so vivid and so real, and it was exactly like people describe using DMT, which is something I've never used, and, I can access that state of being without substance or, a drug of any kind. Can do it completely sober, but it is really hard to shift your reality in that way. And after having this process come back around to me, I tried it immediately, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it's pretty wild. So it's out there. It's a very, very out there esoteric consciousness manipulation kind of a concept. So what you'll do is in your imagination, you will imagine abstract scenes, scenarios, objects, and people, and it does something weird to you. It's like it puts your multidimensional tools into overdrive, and you start hallucinating, you start feeling different, in a very positive, fun kind of way. But, for example, I will envision myself and I'll be reaching for a doorway, and I'll notice that the knob is like small, just really weird like that. So I'll open it and I'll notice I have to like squeeze through, or I'll envision myself as being really small and everything is abstract, and the scale of the way everything is different. And this is something that I have been playing around with a few days, and I'm still learning and understanding exactly what's going on behind the scenes when you do this. But it's like it tricks your pineal gland into releasing DMT, and then pretty much you align yourself with having like a sober trip where your third eye is just, producing all of the multidimensional chemicals that you need to extend your consciousness into other perspectives. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, you guys. I hope these videos are helping you. This is something that I'm going to be doing for a long time, no matter if the views fall off or, whatever it is. it's important right now that people wake up and start remembering the Akash so humanity can do the same. And I have some pretty cool information coming through about that I'm going to share in the next video. But until then, thank you very much. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.